being properly protected with equipment for the high school football player is extremely important. And of course, it first starts off with the helmet. You have to make sure that there's a proper helmet fit. Hopefully the coaches and the athletic trainers have taken care of this pre-season, but when you start seeing kids' helmets fly off during collisions, then you know they need more air in their helmet or need to tighten up the chin strap. So you have to make sure that there is a proper fit for the helmet. If there is a proper fit, then that does decrease the risk of concussions compared to a helmet that doesn't properly fit. Another protective padding is the shoulder pads. They come in many shapes and sizes. Most kids don't like the large, bulky shoulder pads, especially if they're a skilled position, such as quarterback, running back, or wide receiver. So the smaller the shoulder pads get, the less protective they are. One thing is to make sure that the shoulder pad does protect the collarbones. If the shoulder pads are too big and they hang down too low, then the collarbones might be subjected to fracture with just a direct blow. So make sure that the shoulder pads cup over the side of the shoulder and also protect the collarbones. Some kids that are prone to getting hit, such as wide receivers and running backs and quarterbacks, might want to wear rib protectors. The shoulder pads don't protect the ribs, and the hip pads don't come up high enough, so the ribs are a vulnerable body part subjected to injuries. So think about rib protection in the form of a flak jacket or a shirt that has proper padding to protect the ribs. The hip pads, oftentimes the kids don't like to wear the hip pads because they feel it slows them down. When you rest your hands on your hips, you're resting your hands on a bone called the ilium, and the ilium is very vulnerable because it doesn't have much muscle or skin or fat protecting it. So make sure that the T-shaped hip pad protects the iliac bones, the bones that you rest your hands on, as well as come down the side of your leg to protect the outside of your thigh bone. Tailbone pads, very important. For kids that get hit and tackled, land on their tailbone, a fractured tailbone can have the athlete be out 4 to 6 weeks just because they don't have a tailbone pad. Another thing kids try to do is they try to lessen the size of their thigh pads and knee pads. If you're running back or quarterback or receiver, even a linebacker where you're getting blocked low, make sure that you have proper thigh pads that are going to cover at least 1/3 to 1/2 of the circumference of your thigh. That's very important. Same thing with the knee pads. We see too many thin knee pads, too many knee pads that don't cover the kneecap. So when the kids are running and they fall on that flexed knee, if the knee pad rides up above the kneecap, then that kneecap is slamming into the ground and other people's helmets without any protection. So the knee pads are there for a reason, to protect the kneecap and the growth plates around the knee.